So hi, my name is Ben.
And I'm Loic.
Our team worker Edwin couldn't be with us here today.
So the name of the project we've been working on this week is Miles Per Pound, and it's a car running cost calculator.
And the question that this app aims to answer is, with £1 in your pocket, how far could you go?
It all started at the beginning of the week when I was thinking about how to travel down to Plymouth. Should I take the car or should I take the coach? I then realised it's very difficult to calculate by hand the running cost of a car, as there are so many factors to take into account, such as depreciation, maintenance, as well as fuel costs. We looked online to see if this idea already existed, and while we found some basic websites, they required the user to input an awful lot of information before getting a meaningful result. Our app is clean, simple, and only requires the user to input their number plate to get a result.
So how does it work? Well, we source data from multiple locations, including the DVLA for the number plate, the VCA for general car information, TireGiants.com for information about the tyres, CarReliabilityIndex.com for the reliability of the car, and Confused.com. We then merge these into one form of data which we store in a cache on the server. The server runs Node.js to handle the data, while the client runs AngularJS, a JavaScript framework, to handle the loading of the pages. The client then simply requests the API from the server, and the server in turn returns a JSON file with all the information necessary to render the page.
From this information, we can calculate lots of factors, such as car value, depreciation, service cost, tyre cost, repair cost, MOT cost, road tax, insurance, and fuel cost, all per mile.
So we'll now show you a quick demo of our application.
So if we just type in a number plate, then it should come up with the name of the car and the total mileage and the annual mileage based off the MOT. This can be tweaked as it's not always quite accurate. And enter. So you can see the number in the middle is the total, 42 pence per mile. That's the running cost per mile. And then around that is a chart showing the distribution of the costs. So you can see there's fuel, taxes, repairs, maintenance, and depreciation. You can click on any of these categories to drill down and get more information, say, if you wanted to tweak something. There are tooltips over the inputs, and then you can change them and all the values update accordingly. So if you decided actually your car wasn't that valuable in 10,000 miles time.
And you can see the chart automatically updates there as well as the figures.
So going back to my original question, well, now with this website, I can quite clearly see that in my case, the car costs 40 pence per mile. So the distance from my centre, Reading, to Plymouth is 200 miles. I just times that by 40 to get £80. So coach at £35 is cheaper.
So with £1, Loic can travel 2.38 miles. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Questions from judges, yes.
In coding terms, what was the most difficult thing about putting this together?
I think probably the most difficult thing is that there's no kind of unique ID for cars. Everyone calls cars differently. So like Mercedes, Mercedes-Benz, all of these things kept breaking our app. So
yeah, we struggled. We had about 5 server crashes over the course of the week.
We managed to stabilize it now.
Yeah.
Well, 1 o'clock last night, stabilizing it. Yeah.
So how do you think you could extend this
How
beyond
can we extend
just,
it?
Yeah, beyond just price per mile for a car?
Well, while we were at Microsoft, we went around the offices, asked people what they thought they could have, and we had some ideas of our own. So we thought what would be really nice to have is a comparison, so you can see 2 cars side by side, and then kind of compare the figures. And another thing that we're really keen to do in the future is use a location API so that you can, or Google Maps API, so that you can plot a route, and then based on that route, you can work out how much it's going to cost you. So that's something we'd like to do in the future, yeah.
Any other questions from judges?
Just a quick one. Have you considered a business model for this?
It's an interesting question because, I mean, we've just done this, I mean, like I said, it came to me at the beginning of the week. In terms of business model, I think it could be really useful because, you know, there's such a wide range of users that it can apply to. So I think definitely it could be a viable business model if you had the correct marketing set up, yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.